This is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the Las Vegas backyard aliens incident of 2023? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing by this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the timeline of the incident, then offer my analysis. On April 30, 2023, at about 11:50 p.m., a police officer with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police captured an unknown object traveling through the sky on body camera. The police officer appeared to be having a conversation with a few people when the mysterious glowing object appeared in the distance. It was only visible for a couple of seconds and was traveling quickly down toward the Earth. Some people have described the object as blue, others say it looked green. Either way, it was out of the ordinary. At 12:29 a.m., now on May 1, 2023, a local resident called 911 and reported a bizarre encounter. The caller said that he, his father, and his brother were in a large lot working on a truck when something crashed. He said, quote, "We just see in the corner of our eye something fall down from the sky, and it was with lights. And when it hit down there, was like a big impact, and we felt it. We felt like an energy. And then we hear like a lot of footsteps near us, and then we have a big equipment, and we see there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and is looking at us, and it's still there," unquote. The operator asked where this was happening. The caller indicated it was in the backyard and also stressed that it was not a joke. He and the other people were terrified. The operator asked, quote, "So there are two subjects in your backyard," unquote. The caller responded, quote, "Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. They look like aliens to us, big eyes. They have big eyes," unquote. He went on to explain how they had shiny eyes and they were 100% not human. 2 police officers responded to the caller's residence. One officer can be heard saying, quote, "I have butterflies, bro," unquote. He mentioned how people saw a shooting star, and now these people saw aliens in their backyard. Body camera video shows the officer talking to the caller and a few of his family members. He asked them what they saw. One witness indicated it was a big creature around 10 feet tall. The officer responded, quote, "I am not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard?" unquote. Another witness indicated it was a big something with light. The police searched the backyard, although they didn't record the search on body camera. No space creatures were discovered. An officer asked neighbors who were driving by if they had witnessed any unusual objects falling out of the sky. I guess this is as opposed to normal objects falling out of the sky. The officer explained to them how people had reported seeing 8 to 9 foot green beings. He said, quote, "It sounds crazy, but you never know," unquote. He continued by stating that he would normally discount the report as nothing, but another officer reported seeing something in the sky. The officer advised the neighbors to call 911 if they saw anything, especially in the backyard. This last statement is curious. Why would there be a specific emphasis on the backyard? Are aliens in a backyard somehow more concerning? This officer takes one report about aliens, and all of a sudden, he's an expert on extraterrestrial life. He may have been thinking to himself, "I recognize these space creatures. They are backyard aliens, much more dangerous than those front yard aliens." The police continued to investigate by driving around the area and shining a searchlight. The police closed the investigation into the aliens, finding that the report was unfounded. After the incident, a young man, who appears to be the 911 caller, uploaded a video on YouTube describing the incident. He said that he wasn't trying to obtain clout or fame. He described how he was in the backyard when there was a shock wave. His vision went blurry, and he heard thousands of footsteps. He saw a thin creature between 8 and 10 feet tall. The creature was a greenish-gray color. The color froze as the creature was staring at him. He could hear loud, deep breathing from the creature. After a moment, the caller was able to start moving again. He ran into the house and called 911. As the family was waiting for the police to arrive, they could hear loud whispering and footsteps on the roof. Now moving to my analysis. What do I think happened in this case? Is this incident proof that backyard aliens are invading Las Vegas? Let's take a look at the three main theories to explain what happened in this case. Theory number 1, aliens decided to take an intergalactic journey to Earth. There are many places they could have visited on the planet, but they selected Las Vegas. Perhaps their home world wasn't materialistic enough for them. As they approached Las Vegas, they decided that instead of visiting the casinos, they would land in someone's backyard. The alien in charge was the worst vacation planner ever. This is like visiting the Empire State Building, but only looking at the lobby on the ground floor. After scaring a local family, the aliens decided to leave without depositing any evidence of their visit. Theory number 2, after seeing the mysterious bright light, a few residents thought they would play a practical joke based on fear of extraterrestrial visitors. They just happened to have 10-foot alien costumes on hand, so they put them on and ran into a backyard. Theory number 3, the person who called 911 saw the glowing object in the sky and thought it would be funny to make up a story about aliens. Another version of this theory is that he was so frightened by the mysterious object that he became confused and really believed that he saw aliens, almost like he had some type of perceptual distortion. When considering all the evidence, how would I rank these theories as far as likelihood? I think that theory number 3 is by far the most likely, probably the version where the caller and his family made up the story. Then I would go with theory number 2. It was a prank perpetrated by those not involved with the caller. Finally, there would be theory number 1. Aliens traveled millions of light years to see a backyard. The police probably should have quickly dismissed this report of aliens. One of the police officers who responded to the 911 call appeared to be strongly persuaded by the combination of another officer's report of the glowing object and the report of the alien creatures. To him, this supported the idea that aliens had landed on the planet. It does make sense that there was a connection between the glowing object and the report of alien life, but the officer appears to have jumped to the most unlikely explanation. Moving to the next question, there has been a lot of interest in extraterrestrial interlopers lately. What personality characteristics are associated with a belief that aliens are visiting the Earth? The research tells us that people who believe in unannounced and poorly planned alien vacations tend to score high in openness to experience and extroversion and low in agreeableness. This makes sense considering the nature of these personality traits. Someone who is high in openness to experience tends to invest in fantasy, have abstract thinking, and be creative. They may blur the line between reality and stories they have heard about aliens. Those high in extroversion are sensation-seeking, outgoing, and have strong positive emotions. They are anxious to have novel experiences. Meeting aliens would certainly qualify. People low in agreeableness are distrustful and have a tendency to believe that others are conspiring to hide important information. Conspiracy theories are strongly associated with belief in alien visitors. Moving to the last question, some have suggested that this incident could have featured the creation of a false memory. I don't think that it did. I think it involved deception. However, false memories are commonly associated with alien encounter stories. Some people believe that they have been abducted by aliens or had other encounters with intergalactic explorers. Some of these people truly believe in their stories, like they have created a false memory. Why does this happen? Individuals who create false memories tend to have thought irregularities. like cognitive disorganization, perceptual aberration, paranoid ideation, and magical ideation. Some even have schizotypal personality features, so they may be on the verge of psychosis. Magical ideation is significantly associated with false recall. That is, a person truly believing to have a memory of something that did not occur. The theory here is that people with these characteristics confuse recollections of perceived events. They tend to take parts of actual memories from various experiences and add some creativity to assemble a new false memory. This happens because they forgot certain features of events, like when the events happened and who was involved. These individuals tend to have a strong belief in the afterlife and a strong belief in extrasensory perception. They also maintain both positive and negative superstitious beliefs. The gaps in their memory are filled in by these superstitions. It's like the person is trying to assemble a puzzle, but they don't have all the pieces. They fabricate pieces using their superstitious beliefs, which of course results in a distorted version of what happened. Here's an example using a fictitious character named April, who believes in alien visitors. When April was young, she was the victim of terrible offenses perpetrated by her parents and her siblings who lived in the same house. These traumatic experiences left her feeling unsafe and searching for answers. April had an interest in movies about alien abductions and other alien encounters. She watched many of these movies over the course of several years. Over time, April forgot that the alien stories were from the movies she watched. She remembered what the aliens did, but did not remember the source. April reconstructed a false memory that combined the bad acts of the aliens from the movies with her actual traumatic experiences. Now she was the victim of the aliens. This false memory allowed April to maintain relationships with her family members because to her, they were no longer offenders. The aliens were to blame, her family members were innocent. As the story illustrates, false memory creation does not happen just a few minutes after an experience, which is another reason to believe that the Las Vegas incident involved deception. Very few people would forget and reimagine a scenario that quickly. There is no need for people to start preparing for an invasion of backyard aliens. This story falls under the category of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Those are my thoughts on the Las Vegas backyard aliens incident of 2023. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching.